Hello, hello. Welcome in and welcome back to 1212 Heartbreak and Love Tarot. Thank you for stopping in for this general love message and allow me to read for you. I appreciate it. We're going to get right into it with the 1212 makeshift deck. Get this general love message started. See what we need to know. And find out. Heavenly Creator, bless this video and bless the collective with a truthful and resonating message. We see higher self showing itself to be kept. Yeah, higher self. All right. So let's see what's coming out in the love message about higher self. Why is that showing up, face up in our shuffle? Let's get it started, y'all. All right. How yourself showed up in the shuffle? Or what is this about? What is the general love message for the collective? Please and thank you. Let's see what we got. We got honesty. Yeah. Coming out with higher self. Yeah, somebody here ready to deal with a person in my collective in honesty. Got some truth coming out. We got vacation coming out with this energy here. Yeah, ready to tell the truth. This energy is feeling you heavily, collective. Yeah, look at let me down. Yeah, may have disappointed you in the past, but it's showing up here today for me to let you know that they are feeling you and thinking about you, you know, ready to be honest. Look, can we work on us? I don't want to be a player. Okay, so the player here, this player energy coming out, that's what it is, and wanting to work and prove that they're trying to come in on their higher self, that they've done this work. They know they disappointed you in the past and let you down. They know, you know, you're protecting yourself here, protect your energy. Yeah, whatever walls are up, you know, or resistance I'm getting from my collective that you could be showing them. You could have, you know, gone no contact. You could have cut this person off, which is that, you know, ego check, you know, or energetic check that let them know, you know, that they weren't gonna be able to deal with you like they had been dealing with everybody else. Yeah, look at speak the truth. Yeah, you told them the truth. You hit this person with a sword here, with a true sword, and you know, really let them know that you know they wasn't gonna be able to. I guess, you know, pull whatever stunts, or you just weren't gonna be dealing with them on no low vibrational shit. That's how I'm hearing it. 1212 Heartbreak and Love Tarot. We got Satisfied coming out as well out of that little stack. Yeah. You know, you know, you know what you want here is how I'm hearing it off of that Satisfied with an additional help showing up as well. And you know that you know, somebody's person here that they may need some additional help. They may need to take some additional time to work on themselves and get themselves together to be this higher version. Somebody's person here though, yeah, this truth that you told them, you know, and hit them with, it really did uh kind of change their perspective, you know, start to trigger them looking at things differently than they had looked at them before, looking at love differently than they had looked at it before. I'm about to get some oracle cards so we can go further. 1212 Heartbreak and Love Tarot. Let's get into these emotions. Yeah, because I'm telling you, maybe they hadn't, you know, dealt with it, people out of their highest self energy before. Maybe they weren't even aware of it. You know what I mean? Just immature, unstable, not really looking to do a lot or have a lot until they ran into you. Really, it says this player, you know, can we work on it because I don't want to be a player no more. So that's it. They weren't looking to settle down and be serious and commit, you know, until they ran into you. They thought they was going to be able to play them same type of games, and it looked like my collective wasn't on that. Let's get into these true emotions and see what's up with this person. See what we can find out here. Yeah, my collective wasn't having that is how I'm hearing it. You know, it was deal with you you know what I mean, on a certain level, or don't deal with you at all. Is how I'm hearing it out of their protect your energy cards. So what are these person's true emotions? What does the collective need to see and know about the person on their mind's true emotions here? Look at that self-love. Yeah, that your higher energy, you closing a cycle with this person. Yeah. Yeah, somebody in my collective, you refuse to play whatever toxic ass game they had going on. You loved yourself too much. That was something that they never experienced. For someone here, they never thought you would walk away, or they never thought you would choose yourself. Other people hadn't. This person had played that game with others. Is how I got it. So when they ran into you, somebody beautiful and high vibrational, a divine uh being, you know what I mean? An earth angel is how I'm hearing it. I got high priestess and king and queen energy coming through. Yeah, they thought they were gonna be able to do all that, but nah, they were wrong. The way that you love yourself and the light that shines from you, this person can't deny that. Look at fake busy. Yeah, they the truth is, they want to pretend like they have things going on that they don't romantically. So I'm getting where somebody could put on social media, with posts and going out and running around every weekend. They could date a lot and move around, but collective, it's just to not show again that they are struggling in a having this inner struggle is how I'm hearing it, because you check their ego. You told them the truth and put them in check that they weren't going to have you as a part of this brothel, or as a part of a triangle even. You just weren't going to be you know play second fiddle and be put on pause, and just so much different stuff here out of this player energy that, you know what I mean, one of these players is putting on that they are, yeah, look, and mirroring in reverse. Yeah, just trying to fight it. You know what I mean? Just trying to be in denial that's really how they feel. With the mirroring in the reverse, that they felt the same way you did, but try to pretend that they didn't. You know, that's what that fakeness is about, and just trying to excuse me, confirmation. That's why you had to straighten them out. That's why you had to set the record straight, or tell the truth, or make things clear. That's how I'm hearing it after clearing my throat. Yeah, look, and that's why they got massive regrets. Yeah, someone in my collective had to make it clear that you were not going to play whatever twisted and toxic game, with them, or allow them to play like that with your emotions, because that's what they were used to, or because they needed, this additional help to grow up, or I don't know, just have whatever this check in their ego and reality and stuff like that was. Nah, you wasn't none of that. Look, yeah, this funeral, I'm telling you, this is a death card, just a complete awakening. The death card for me is also, an awakening and awareness card. Yeah, you wouldn't play this game with them, and you realize that there was something here, that they had to end if they even wanted to be serious in love, period, is how I'm hearing it for somebody. 1212, heartbreaking love tarot. Yeah, you know that's why things hadn't worked out in the past for them. Emotional blockage is sticking out for me in this. Chakra blockage, things like that, out of their childhood, out of their past relationships, things that had nothing to do with you, collective. That's how I'm gonna say that. you know in helping them come into realization for love and all of that. Now, it wasn't your job to do any of that. It's their lesson to learn on their own, based on where they are on the journey of these cards. But yeah, definitely having to go through whatever ego death that funeral card represents. Look, I can't make it up. I can't make it up with goodbye turning up. You know, having to, I'm hearing let go of whatever childish ways. I'm getting where this the type of energy where, um going from a boy to a man out for this card for some reason. So something here about definitely, having to be more mature. This could have been, what you told this person. You too immature for me. I'm not gonna be able to participate in that childish shit you got going on. Like that's just how I'm hearing it, collective. So yeah, emotionally, they may run around and pretend like they got a lot going on, or be trying to run around and you know, moving from date to date and person to person, but it's all just to avoid this change that that they got to go through straight up. To move into their higher self. Higher self was the first card out. 1212, heartbreak and love tarot. I feel like protecting your energy here, somebody in my collective didn't have a choice. When it came to the way, look at bad news, the way that this person wanted to deal with you, and just the type of shit this person had going on with that bad news card. You didn't have a choice. Yeah, this reckless love and sex on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, they was reckless. Clueless was what I heard too. Reckless with their confirmation, coming off of that, my other phone. Reckless with they self, reckless with love. I'm hearing with their words and actions. And yeah. So, you chose you here. And I feel like let this person do them. Told them the truth. I got off for somebody in my collective. Just set them straight about you. Told them the truth about you and about themselves. And move forward here. Shut down whatever communication, shut down whatever connection, so that this person can go on and do their thing. That's how I'm hearing it. Somebody's person is. They emotionally wrecked, but I'm picking up on this person still trying to be proud in their ego and pretend and flex and be fake because they see that you're serious. That on that self-love card, they see that you chose you. You will not let their imbalance and just the fact that they don't love themselves enough to be real affect you. Yeah, they faking. They being fake about it. Yeah. They being fake about it. What else? Yeah. Yeah, because they still got to grow up emotionally. Yeah. Two more cards here. Yeah, memories. That's what turned up. I'm going to take memories first. But I'm telling you, the conversation you had with them, they remember. The truth you told them, you were right. That real shit you spit at them, you was right, collective. The whole time, about them needing to get their priorities together, or about them, just playing real immature ass games that were unnecessary. That's how I'm hearing it. That truth that you spoke to them. Yeah. Yeah, about their Jezebel ways. Yeah. About them trying to be a player and thought, again, they don't want to be a player no more though. Yeah, they don't want to be a player no more. It came out. Can we work on this? I don't want to be a player no more. I'm hurting and my highest self knows that they don't want to go forward without you. I gotta hear what this person gotta say for themselves. Yeah, they're embarrassed. I got some embarrassment coming out because they gotta pretend like they gotta pretend like their feelings ain't hurt. That you don't want to talk to them, or that you see them for who they really are. Ooh, yeah. Somebody in my collective, that's what their truth was about. Yeah, you seeing this person for who they really were. Telling them, yeah. Telling them you saw them. Yeah, you told them you saw them. I see you for who you really are. You pretend like, come on, I need to see what this person got to say. And you pretend like you got your shit together when you really don't. Or you act like you not talking to that girl when you really are. You act like you ain't still dealing with that dude when yes you are still taking a message. And like it was like you just, the truth that you spit was so raw and real, and then you chose yourself on top of that and stayed graceful and beautiful, or you stayed, humble and just, oh my goodness, the way you laid it on this person, collective. Yeah. 1212. Heartbreak and love tarot. Yeah. Let's do this unspoken truth. Let's see. What is the truth here that my collective told this person? What did my collective put out in this person's face? Yeah, had to pick it up so I can shuffle them. What is this unspoken truth here? What did my collective tell this person or say to them? That's what I'm shuffling. Unspoken truth. Because I want to see collective. Or okay, all right, Spirit. What what does this person have to say about the truth that was spoken to them by my collective? What does this person have to say, you know, in response, or about the truth that my collective spoke to them? Why is the cards running? Collective, you would not believe that half of this deck just fell. You wouldn't believe it. And the way I got myself squeezed in here, I'm kind of tight. So hold on. Yeah, because they running. They don't want me to tell. They don't want me to tell. Let me pick up what's showing up on there. It says, I'm scared of what will become. See, they don't want me to tell it. That they're scared. They're fearful. Yeah. You told them the truth and it made them scared. They scared that you right. For that energy that's still in denial here, that player, yeah. They scared that you right. That things, that love would never be a successful thing for them if they thought that them immature ass ways was just gonna keep working with people and that. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. They scared. What else? What else? Our connection is intense and it scares me. Fear and being scared is here twice. So scared, very immature, and I just feel like, these are the things that you told them. You even telling this person, man, you scared, to have somebody love you, or for you to love somebody openly or freely. That could be connected to LGBTQ, anything like that. And it really was like you confronted this person in a way that no one else had. Other connections or other people just walked away. After this person wouldn't give them what they wanted, or played these fucking games, or lied, or whatever the player was doing. That person would just, walk away, or take their loss and charge everything to the game. No, I feel like you set their ass straight about you. You told them. You just scared. You just a little boy or a little girl out here playing fucking games with people and think that it's all right to do what you want to do to people. But you're not going to do what you want to do to me. That's how I got it. Yeah, that's how I got it. For somebody in my collective, that was the truth. That was the truth that set all of these things in motion. All of these thoughts and real, realizations is what I'm hearing. 1212, Heartbreaking Love Tarot for somebody's person. Based on where they are on the journey of the cards. Yeah, come 10. I got somebody there in the beginning being fake. Lying to themselves and lying to others, in and out of dating and relationships and shit, pretending like, they're going to be serious with somebody and they love them when they know that they're not even serious with themselves. They have childhood trauma and shit to confront. They ain't right with their mama. Like, it's so much different stuff. Yeah, and you called it out. You called it out, how they scared. How they never been exposed to what was a happy and pleasant marriage and know about that. So that's why they didn't see, something like that working. How their mom and daddy relationship was and all this other stuff. Yeah, 1212, Heartbreak and Love Tarot. Yeah, you definitely exposed it. You definitely exposed the truth on their ass, collective. And like I said, did it so gracefully. Said it with such humility. And not to insult them, but the truth, it was just so sharp. The sword was just so sharp. So they ain't had no choice but to feel it. They still feeling it. Looking at their relationships different, whether it be their platonic relationships, their friendships, the relationship with their family members, their mama. Yeah. You your words truly did trigger this person here, that truth that you gave them and told them about them being a scared ass, immature, little ass girl or little ass boy, mentally and emotionally, and when it came to making decisions that, would be prosperous and progressive and just, just trying to be in alignment with, again, that higher self. We're going to get into some tarot. You triggered them. You triggered them. Let's get around these. I'm scared. Let's get around these two truth cards and we'll clarify around them. And then I'll get some confessions from this person. All right. If you're enjoying this message, you know what to do. Hit the like, comment, subscribe. It helps me grow the channel. And I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you. I'm scared of what we could become. Yeah, you called them out. Told them there was a scared ass, little weak ass, little boy or girl, that they were trapped in some kind of, low vibrational, oh my gosh, a way of thinking, even third party relationship connections here. Things like that with that devil card, Scorpio, Capricorn, coming off the devil card. Yeah, you told them you could see it for clearly what it was, and somebody's person, they fought against you here on it. They had been, so blocked. Things had been so dark for them for so long that they thought that this was normal. Your person thought that BS was normal, y'all. Yeah, they did. That they, oh gosh. Oh my gosh. They're having multiple partners and, just lying. And again, these play ass ways, being addicted to attention and needing, so many girls or needing so many guys and all that shit. They had been like that for so long. They had grown up like that, watched other attachments like that. I'm telling you, man, you called that shit out, boy. And it was it was just the awareness, the light being shown that this person needed. I'm telling you, you really did. You really did. What is this? Yeah, the 5 of Cups. I'm telling you, and it got them depressed. That's why I said they can't forget it. What the truth you exposed here, the way that you told them about themselves, they can't forget it. They deep here within their feelings. That's depression and being sad and crying and deep thought. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio off the 5 of Cups. Yeah, they deep. Still in deep thought. It rings in their ears is how I'm hearing it. That all of that bullshit and toxicity and all of that shit that they thought was right wasn't. All the way that they thought that they was going to be able to deal with you and the way that they thought that, relationships was supposed to go. Oh my gosh. With the star card in the reverse, Aquarius, I mean just, keeping things hidden and just, very low vibrational and toxic. They thought that was okay for a long time. This truth really exposed all of that to them and for them. Yeah, look at the Knight of Cups in the reverse. For our connection is intense and it scares me. Yeah, it scares them so much that, they're unable to, man, yeah, they had never come in contact with an energy like yours. It's something like that. A lot of truth energy, because that was the main message here, is that you spoke a truth to this person. Your words is what triggered this, awareness and perspective, like, literally refocus the lenses on this person's eyeballs for them to be able to see. And the minute that it did, it throws somebody's person into this deep, depression and woe and sadness and all of that, because they just can't believe it. I'm getting off of that energy. And this Knight of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in the reverse, over being scared of this intensity, it's almost like, this person would run to and keep up, again, what were all these additional connections and all of that. I don't know, to feel secure, to to not really, like I said, have to confront. This could be, oh my gosh, Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I got a hobosexual, like somebody that, knew how strongly they felt about you, but had to stay connected to a lot of other people in order to make a living here, in order to survive. One person, one female buying this, one female doing that. He bathes at her house. He sleep at like that. So he wasn't able to really give in to, what was for real here anyway? What else? With that damn Knight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, and the Hangman in the upright. Yeah. Yes. Definitely a messed up way of looking at shit. A messed up way of trying to make relationships work and thinking that running around and just, again, thought that it was gonna be, maybe, with that vacation card I seen back there, maybe, was doing that, running around again, staying in multiple places and taking trips with multiple people, because lying to this one, they lying to, my collective, and just whew, I'm telling you, when that came out, when the truth about that came out, this trip that they took with that person that they lied to you about and shit, and just out of fear of having to let go of all them player ass and bullshit ass ways, just selfishness. That's how I'm hearing it. Selfishness. Yeah, Taurus, Sagittarius, Gemini. Oh my goodness. One more. Yeah, just selfish. Yeah, man. That this reality check for them, or the way that you read them, again, this, yeah, it could be karma. It could be spirit bringing karma down on this person too, but whatever it is, it's hard for them. But I feel like, it's necessary in the way that, they had to start to see that, them ways weren't going to align with everybody. But I just feel like they definitely didn't align with my collective. No, they definitely didn't. Yeah, look, the King of Wands. Yeah, being King of Wands, Leo, Aries, and Sag, fire element, being this player, or thinking that you was gonna have shit just your way, and trampling on what I got was, the things that really matter. I heard trampling on the things that really matter: truth, honesty, respect. It's a lot of having to go through, you know moving out of all of that, whatever that death is for this person, the death of the ego, the death of pride, the death of their, whatever it represents for your person. Man, the way you laid it down on them, look at the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I can't make it up. You may have had to lock this person up, do a restraining, or like the way that you laid it down on them, it really has them checking themselves. That's how I'm getting it here, collective. That's what it's about. You not being willing to for somebody, not really being willing to give this person a chance right this minute, because they need this time. They need this time. Based on where they are on the journey of the cards, they need this time because their truth is fresh. You just hurt their feelings. They didn't think that, you would ever say those type of things to them, or that you would walk away, or that you knew about this trip that they took with the other person, because they've been lying. They've been trying to live, what was this, double life and all that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you do. And you did. And you chose you here, and I feel like having missed a beat for somebody in my collective was what I heard. And all of that is showing this person that they not who, they thought they was, and they need to get their shit together. Yeah, straight up. Let's get a confession or two from this person and see what they have to say to you, collective. Yeah, let's get a confession or two and we'll close this out. 12/12, Heartbreak and Love Tarot. Thank you again for allowing me to read for you. I enjoy this. If you enjoy the reading, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. It helps me grow the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you. I am shuffling the confession messages to see what this person wants to confess to you here. You know, what they want to tell you. Ooh. Let's see. Let's see. Confessions. What does this energy want to confess to the collective at this time? Please and thank you. Silence. Silence showing up. Silence. I'm sorry for my silence. I just needed a break, and now I don't know how to reach out to you again. I'm afraid you won't let me back in. What did I say? I know it's been a long time since we haven't spoke, but trust me, my love, I missed you so much during this time, and I'm finding my way back to you soon. Yeah. Yeah, what did I say? I'm afraid. It came out here. You know, the person that has come into and realized that, you know, what you said was the truth, and, you know, you were right this whole time, and they had to get over that anger of you choosing yourself, you know, and accept that it was them. You know, the person that's in that energy that's been silent and been wearing it. Yeah, man, they're afraid. They don't know what you may say, you know, or what you may do in regards to, you know, just opening up to them here. Somebody does want you to open up to them, collective. They do. They do. Somebody, yeah, depending on where they are on the journey of the cards. What does this energy want to confess to the collective? Picking it up. It's sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry for the pain I've caused you. I am sorry I wasn't there when you needed me the most. Yeah. I wanted to be there to comfort you, but I was afraid of letting you down. See? Let you down. Being a disappointment, being afraid, being scary, being immature, you know, not really knowing what they wanted and shit. Yeah. Yeah, you were right. You know, the energies that are here, they are being confronted with that on the daily. You know, somebody's person is apologetic. They've been quiet while they had to go through this karma of looking at these, you know, other people they were attached to, and realizing that they were the devil, realizing that that shit was demonic, realizing, you know, that having all of this attention of others wasn't fulfilling and satisfying them. Look at learning on the bottom of that. You are unique and special, and I have never met anyone like you before. What did I say? Didn't I say that? You have opened me up to things that I never knew were possible. I'm so strong because of the power of our love. You have opened my heart to the truth. Yeah. And I am very grateful for all the lessons that we both are learning. There we have it. You that's why I said the truth that you spoke to them. It weighed so heavy, man. It was something, you know, no one had ever been that honest. It was blunt, it was straightforward, it was blood raw. I feel like you know, and it wasn't out of malice, hate, or like you trying to be mean. It could have been out of you defending yourself. But I feel like it had to be said. You know, you did it out of love. And somebody, you know, somebody in my collective, you were forced to. You know, you had to. You know, because this person wouldn't. They just wouldn't at that time. Yeah, they working their way through it. They working their way. They don't have a choice. I got 3 more. Let me pick them up. They fell. I got 3 more here. Yeah, they don't have a choice to be working, but to be working their way through it. Now I got 4. The first one is healing. I'm healing pain from my past. And that's what I said. They don't have a choice but to start to do some of this because of that truth and that exposure and now that awareness and stuff that came out of the truth that you exposed. I am working on letting it go so I can be free to fully love you. Your love gives me hope as I am healing my past and childhood trauma. I just want you to send me love and healing energy. So send your person some love and healing energy because they going through it. You know, some of the things that they had to open up their eyes and see is really hard for them. You know, to admit, it's really hard for them to confront things like that. Yeah, yeah. Thinking. I am thinking about you at this moment. Thought of you never leave my mind. No matter where I go, the songs I'm hearing reminds me of you. It makes me more, vulnerable. And I think about you even more. Yeah. Being triggered constantly. Being triggered, synchronicities and reminders is how I'm hearing this, keeping you and the things that you told this person on this person's mind. I told you that Five of Cups said that somebody was deep in thought and crying and sad, even depressed, could be within that silence energy where they are deep in it because, man, they had never even looked at their life the way that you broke it down to them. They really hadn't. We got weight. I haven't wanted to admit to myself how I really feel for you. It means stepping out of my comfort zone. Yeah, yeah. It's time. I know it's taken me a while. I do know what you need, and I want to do this right. Yeah. Please wait for me. I will do things right between us when I come forward to you. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's person, they know. They know. They know. Being able to admit it is a big step for that energy here. This person. Being able to admit it. That man, I was wrong. I was so messed up, or what I was taught was messed up. I was stuck, like they said, in that comfort zone, stuck in that cage of just doing what I thought was, not thinking of others. And yeah. Yeah, it's deep. It's deep there, and all of it's gonna come out when this person has gone through this and is and can come back towards you here, come out of that state of depression and crying, and moved on through their stage here. This last one is wanting. I feel so urged towards you. I can't help wanting you sexually. Your energy excites me and allures me. I want your touch. I am craving for you. Your body turns me on. I just want you right now. Please come home. Yeah, this person is going to try. When they're ready, this person is going to try to come in with what is this truthful and open and honest conversation. Once they've had this time to heal and think, once they know that they need to apologize, once they've learned this lesson here and done this deep, again, healing. Yeah. That's what I have for you, collective. Again, you know what to do if you've enjoyed the message. I have. Until we meet in the next one, 1212 Heartbreak and Love Tarot. Thank you. Bye.